Welcome back to Hotline Miami, our final chapter, as we explore the remainder of the game and see what secrets it wishes to reveal to us about this mysterious story we found ourselves trapped in. Whatever it deems us worthy of knowing about what it has told us thus far, it may well be unsatisfactory, but we'll see. Our NES has been confiscated as evidence of our violent tendencies. Video games make people violent. Or so was once believed. Last time we hit a police station and collected a file on what they know about what we've been going through. So we've been threatened by messages on our answering machine. Those calls have been traced to a nightclub with ties to the Russian Mafia. Sort of makes sense. We've been fighting the Russian Mafia according to our newspaper clippings from the earlier half of the game. Been a lot of illegal activity traced to this nightclub, but not quite enough to get a warrant. So we are going to have to do a little extrajudicial work to achieve our own personal vendetta. Get a little closure on those vicious phone callers who had us executed, but they didn't quite pull it off. I did a little bit of score grinding off screen. Didn't take very long, actually, and I got Rammy. That's the mask we didn't get in Crackdown because my score was too low. But we've got it now. It's a llama that gives us extra ammo. An ammo llama. But more importantly, we got Zach. That's what we got for completing the Assault chapter, the last one we completed. It extends our combo window to make getting high scores easier. It's a good mask. We probably would have gotten a full combo there regardless, though. Just 2 enemies here in the reception area. But they are not going to be bouncing us out here anytime soon. So there's a lot of guns here on this second floor. This floor is a lot harder than the first one was. Not saying too much, but this is one of the more memorable floors when I had my original playthrough of this game. Because I spent a lot of time here, and I may spend a lot of time here right now. Yeah. I want to lure this guy, and I've done so successfully. Now we just got the big guy here. No longer. But yeah. Too much backup. Looking good. With my last shot. I cleaned out the big guy, but so much backup. Okay. Gotta do a lot of juggling here, and you gotta really hope that big guy does not come your way. Once he aggroes, you are fucked. You need to grab a gun immediately, or you are dead. No guns coming our way. But the big guy is. I think I sufficiently covered my ass by noting how difficult this part was. Looking good. I don't know what I was locked onto there, but it was not the enemy who was coming my way. The lock-on is the one feature that makes playing on a controller feasible, and it is imperfect. Partially because sometimes your controller would just lock onto just an enemy in the vicinity without you pressing the button, an enemy that may well not be the closest one to you. I have no idea why this happens. It's possible that, like, the R3 button does it, and I just accidentally hit it by pressing the controller too hard. I don't believe so, though. It might also be a feature that if an enemy poses an adequate threat to you, that the game just automatically locks onto them. If so, that's a really bad feature, and I wish I could disable it, because it backfires very often. Okay. What do we got left? Just this one enemy, I think. Hell yeah. So that took some doing, but we made it. That's a very, very difficult part. And the next part is also very difficult. So let's get it going. Brought a gun here, actually using the sound as a lure, so that we can wipe out everybody easily. Then we surge into the bathroom, kill them. There's a purple dot here, quite conspicuously. I'm not going to get it yet, in case I die later on. We are in a bad position. If the pissing guy doesn't drop a gun, I don't really have enough ammo to take care of the rest of this level. So I'm just going to sort of see how things play out. Yeah. It takes too much ammo from the gun that I bring in to take care of these starting enemies. So I really rely on that guy to drop a gun, and he did this time. Now to see if I can make use of it. Turns out I can't. Getting that random drop is important. And then pulling off a complicated series of moves is also important. I did get the random drop this time, so that was not a suicide, but may as well have been. Because odds were not in my favor. Okay, got a gun. We want to use it over here. Yes. Excellent. Damn. We killed one another. Once again, don't have any more ammo, but we get to do a neck snap. Turn his head all the way around. Haven't done one of those in a good long while. But I got nothing for resources right now. Yeah. Just bad melee weapons. And no ammo. But now we got lots of ammo. Problem is, I gotta aim this gun. Yeah. Hard to do. I don't know what the dog lover achievement is for. Never got that before. It doesn't look like I'm loving dogs very much. It seems more like I am killing them. If you listen to PETA, though, that is one way to love dogs. PETA is a bad organization. We killed the guy off in the distance, which means a lot of guys are coming my way. But none of them have guns. We've killed all the gun wielders left in this level. Have we killed everybody? Just about. One more. Standing, stalwart guard. Owie, even randomly killed this guy. That was a lucky shot. I just sprayed and prayed. And the gods of Hotline Miami saw fit to do me a lot of favors. Head over to the DJ booth for no good reason. See some more of those weird drinks here at the bar. But we're done here. In fact, we can get our dot. Why not? And there is one more enemy right over here. But he's important, so we're actually going to talk to him. Or rather, he's going to talk to us. Our character doesn't speak a word in this entire game. Pleading for civility with old Jacket. So we found where his boss is. Sounds like we should keep going on our murder quest, but one last guy to beat into a purple mist. We don't actually care about the safe. We do care about the magnum in his desk. He probably should have grabbed that as soon as the gunshots started going off. He did not think that through. And we are out of here. Difficult mission, not nearly as difficult as Assault was. But I made it last, unnecessarily. I've had worse runs of that level, though. So that's fine. I've also had much, much better. But it was good enough to unlock Oscar. And the final weapon. That's the other result of my score grinding. We've unlocked a bunch of new weapons. Pair of scissors you can see there. Silenced pistols, for some reason the final weapon in the game. Perhaps a little overrated, but we've got it. And no apartment. We hopped right in our car and went straight to the place he told us to go to. So Oscar, if you remember, Russell turns the game into a Mad World mode. Oscar makes the game just unplayable. Completely pitch black. We're not using Oscar. Just had to show that off. Doesn't really matter who we take here. But may as well take Graham, the bunny, because it'll make us move a little bit faster. And that's about the only benefit that does anything in this chapter. Good thing I landed that shot. I kind of blind fired that. Happened to hit this guy here. And we only had 2 shots to deal with. We have a very fancy garage. And the very last purple dot in the entire game. What could all those letters have spelled? No idea. I'm not good at spelling. Very easy first floor. I don't know why they even bothered, honestly. May as well just had it empty. But it makes a little sense that our final boss would have a couple bodyguards. They're dealt with. Now let's confront him ourselves. Grizzled badass type. We've been killing all of his guys this entire game. And he knows we're the strong silent type. So, right down to business. So he sends his tigers after us. We can, if we run over to the side, see that there is a trophy that we can use as a weapon. That's going to be our first step. We can skip this by holding the X button. Tigers are just like dogs, or panthers, rather. They're just like dogs, except they take 2 hits to kill. Their first thing they'll do is slowly approach you. When they get close, they'll slash at you. Once they've been hit once, they'll be down, and while they're down, they're invincible. Then they will get up. At the moment they get up, they automatically slash. So if you're in front of them, they will hit you and kill you. Then they will charge at you. While they're charging, you have to hit them again. And that will finish them off. Then the personal bodyguard of the boss gets her shot at us. We have to throw the trophy at her at the last second. And that'll knock her off her feet. Then we bash her head against the ground, as we often do. But she's still alive. We know when that is the case, we walk over, we snap their neck. There we go. That leaves just the boss. He wants to know who we are. One of us will be dead soon enough, so let's get right to it. Yeah, this is where being on controller is a bit of a nightmare. But the lock-on makes this considerably more manageable. So you can see, when we killed the bodyguard, she dropped a bunch of knives. We're gonna have to throw those at the boss. So this is a very difficult sequence of inputs, which nonetheless, when adequately practiced, and you're gonna have to practice them because this is gonna take 1,000 tries to do even once, it becomes manageable, and you make a lot of use of the lock-on feature since it is afforded to us. We can lock onto the boss preemptively before we execute the bodyguard. So he's locked onto. As soon as we gain control again, I'll be locked onto him. I'll be able to throw the knife right at him. And then I'll have to hit him with a second knife. So, wish me luck. There we go. After you hit him with the first knife, he will fire another volley with his remaining gun. The first knife will disable his one gun hand, so he will continue shooting at you with his second, and then you really have to dodge quite quickly. And if you just hammer the attack button, you will throw all of the knives, and he will have brief invincibility frames. The knives will go right through him. You'll get one hit, but after that, he will shoot the shit out of you. But didn't happen this time. We got him twice. Pretty quickly, if I don't compliment myself, as I rarely do. But he can see the writing on the wall, and solves the problem himself. As an added fuck you, if you let this bodyguard crawl all the way over here, pick up the knives in this spot, and attack the boss from right over here, you will be in the line of fire when he fires that gun. It will go through his head and into yours. You will both die, and you'll have to repeat the boss fight. Good times. I found that out the first time I successfully completed this boss. Had to do it again, after many, many tries. But we're not quite done. Someone's checking up on the boss, having heard all the commotion. We woke up the real boss, who is not very fond of phones. So we take this boss's pistol, and we head on up for one more confrontation. And with no inputs from me, Jacket kills the, I guess the true leader of the Russian Mafia. Certainly one of the two people we just killed was the leader of the Russian Mafia. And our job is done here. We look at some item of sentimental value, we chuck it off the balcony, and we have a celebratory cigarette. Quite post-coital in that way. And roll credits. Job well done. We're gonna see those two names a bunch, because this game was pretty much made just by those two guys. Dennis and Jonathan, aka Denaton. And we're also going to see a lot of names of well-known indie developers. Like Tommy Refinez and Edmund McMillan had small, testing roles in this game. You're going to recognize a lot of the names in the credits here. Hopefully you recognize all the names in the music credits, because the music in this game kicks a lot of ass, and you should know these names. Helps that I've been putting their names in the little intros to each level, because they deserve the credit there as well. I actually never knew which songs played during which level until I started editing this. So it's been interesting to me as well. Even though I've owned this soundtrack for a very long time, which I recommend you do as well. Play that thing on shuffle while you're just going about your daily life. It'll make you feel like you're the protagonist of the world, even while you're just walking down the street. And if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you need to stomp someone's head into a paste, you'll be prepared for that as well. So, you'll notice that was a woefully incomplete ending. For one thing, what the hell was that picture? I mean, clearly it was a picture, but we don't know what was on that Polaroid there. The second game, one of the first things it reveals is that Polaroid was of Jacket and an old war buddy. Jacket is a war veteran, and he misses his friend with whom he served in the military. He blames the Russians for separating them, and that's what inspired him to join a nationalist organization and go on many killing sprees. Our character is a horrible, awful person. This whole game, we've been going to places of business and murdering everyone within due to the national affiliations of the business in question. Sort of like recent newsworthy events. And the fucked up thing is, I'm referring to a hate crime that occurred on St. Patrick's Day, but whenever you're watching this, it will seem creepily relevant to some other event that just occurred, because such is the thing that happens all the time in America. That's the kind of guy Jacket is, and this game doesn't really go into it. But it does condemn those sort of actions. And it is a little too subtle about it, though. It teaches you an important lesson about attention bias, because everyone is the hero of their own story, but that doesn't mean because you're telling a story, you are a hero. And Jacket has been telling the story that we see in this whole game. He is no hero. Like I said, it is overly subtle the way they deliver all this information. Manhunt was a big inspiration on this game, obviously. I mean, Manhunt is a big inspiration on me, and I'm not a developer of hyper-violent video games, so obviously these guys had a major impact drawn from old Manhunt. Manhunt is explicitly anti-racist, anti-military fetishization, anti-cop. All that is right there in the text. This game sort of drops the ball by not going more into that sort of stuff. But that's the end. Supposedly. You can see from the video link that is not at all the end. Also, the fact that we spent a whole bunch of time killing the Russian mafia, and then we ended the game by killing the Russian mob boss. Seems like we were trying to get revenge against the mysterious callers, and yet we ended up completing their mission. So obviously, Jacket fucked up. Didn't do anything right. This is a glitch that I've never seen before. I appear to be the distant negatives of July. Yeah, I can't do anything about this. I've never seen this before, and this might take a very, very long time to resolve. Weird, but congrats. You're probably the first person to ever see this glitch, because I've never seen it before, and I play this game a lot. Let's restart the game and see if I can make this glitch not happen. Be right back. Alright, resolve that temporal anomaly. kind of wonder what would have happened if I'd actually let that tick all the way back up to positive numbers. Because we're not in July. I think it just would have ticked up forever. But we'll never know, because that would have taken a very long time to wait through the thousands of numbers. Anyway, we appear to be seeing what Biker was up to back in May. Before Jacket's little encounter with him, he was shaking around a guy in a mask behind a bar. Seems like this guy helped recruit him into the masked murder lifestyle, and he is unhappy with the results. But our badass scar-faced guy is cowering in fear, telling us where we can find a guy who knows more than he does. Not that it matters, because he'll be dead soon anyway. These, masked operatives tend to kill their own when they've outlived their usefulness. Guess he's some kind of restaurant owner. There's the symbol for the organization. Let's check out his lead. So yeah, we'll be playing as Biker, seeing what he got up to during Jacket's story. Biker can only wield a cleaver. It attacks a little slower than the knife, but has the same poor range, which makes Biker quite a bit weaker than Jacket was. It can be a little awkward to deal with playing as this new character. Yeah, you can approach that guy without getting shot, as I'm about to show off. Right here. There we go. Thank you, Lucky Cats, for helping me get through that. And I guess that's a Buddha in the middle there. So we also have a little ranged attack. I accidentally did it without trying there. So I'm locked on. Yeah, let's whip a knife at the guy. In the boss fight, we threw our cleaver, but now we have throwing knives, kind of like the eye patch bodyguard from the boss fight that Jacket just did. Did that one freehand. Ugh. And then I died to one of the last guys. This is a ridiculously short chapter, though. This guy is, weirdly on the ball. I've had a lot of runs where this guy is super slow. Not today, though. So I'm gonna throw a knife at him. Eventually. If you miss with your knives, you can pick them up, but you only get 3 per level. And if you hit with a knife, it's gone. Playing a little safe this time. Yeesh. Not safe enough. Barely safe enough, I'll say. But there we go. Very short and easy. Here's the guy who supposedly knows the secrets that our restaurateur didn't know. You'll note we didn't kill the restaurant owner. Then we come to this Chinese restaurant. He helps him set up the phone system, which is linked through the phone hub, which we know is where Biker's eventually gonna go do some hacking. And we can't kill this guy either. Biker is quite a bit more merciful than Jacket ever was. Jacket is a monster. We don't know too much about Biker yet, but we know he doesn't necessarily kill every single person that he meets. So that's a little bit endearing, comparatively. Performed pretty poorly, but we still got an A+, which unlocks another mask. Biker doesn't wear masks. There's a couple of post-game masks for some reason. They're very, very powerful. I guess that was our first A+. We've got a little message of our own. These are familiar. Haven't seen them in a bit of a while. But apparently, we signed up to do the same missions, and now we are refusing to do them. They're piling up as we do missions of our own that are similarly violent. We've seen this before, though. It's the exact same newsletter that 50 Blessings sent Jacket. So, we can presume that Biker has, many similarities to old Jacket, which is not a good thing. So this is, not the Phone-Hom headquarters. This appears to be an arcade. I think this is the, address that the phone call just sent us to. Which is weird. I don't know why we are doing our assigned mission. I guess we're not totally out of the lifestyle yet. Huh. That was quite lucky. Oh, you'll also notice there are no more purple dots. We got them all. I believe I said that, actually, but just to further confirm. Bunch of arcade machines that we cannot enjoy. Even though this chapter is called Fun and Games, we have a different sort of fun in mind. Here's where our relatively slow weapon with relatively poor range makes things pretty difficult. When there are piles of enemies everywhere. Something Jacket could trivialize. Not so much with our new guy, who appears to be more experienced, has been doing this longer than Jacket, because he's fed up with it, and Jacket's only on his, like, third or fourth mission at this point in time. So it's weird that he hasn't upgraded to a better weapon. I don't know why he's so dedicated to this shitty cleaver. Makes his life unnecessarily difficult. He's got a lot of executions, though. 3 separate executions with his one weapon. One of them is ridiculously slow. You just gotta hope you don't get that one when you need to execute an enemy. There's a guy with a shotgun way down there. So you don't want to go too far when luring the enemies out. But you do want to lure them, to a safe area. That'll do. Split up the shotgunners. Very nice. See if we... Yep. His reaction time was ridiculous. Not much I could have done about that. did not think I'd lured him, but indeed I had. Bah. Our power trip is, not as impressive as it once was. But we will do the needful. Get our job done here. At least the missions are easier than most of Jacket's were. Sneak through here, because there is a guy with a shotgun. There he is. There we go. You know what? I forgot something. So, once I hit a save point here... By the way, that whole mission was pointless. It's the most difficult one when you're playing as Biker. There's no reason to do it. I guess to maintain your cover that we're not working against the mysterious callers, but obviously we are. Before we go too far, I am gonna take a step back and replay Safe House without the intro. That A+ just isn't good enough for me. Nah, there's more to see in here. Not much more. Ah, there's the very slow execution. That's what's supposed to happen with the shotgunner. And that's how this whole thing is supposed to play out. So, do this again, skip the whole dialogue just by holding the X button, and then walk over here and get a new mask. Wouldn't want to forget that, especially not when it's so easy to get. That's how it's all supposed to go. I was supposed to one-shot that level in 37 seconds. There's our mask. One of my favorites to look at, not one of my favorites to use. And then we exit again so that we don't have to play fun and games again. I didn't miss anything there. We are going to play Prank Call. If you'll recall, that is what the mysterious callers said that Biker was when we were sent to go kill him. Biker has a few guests today, but that's not going to stop him from taking care of business. Yep, they're glad that we showed up for work again. They got another job for us. So, yeah, we'll let these guys enjoy the apartment for a while we go repeat history. We know how this plays out. I actually haven't really talked about it, but this game was originally made in Game Maker entirely. Just that shitty old Game Maker engine. Most people's first time ever making a game. That's how this whole game was originally designed, from the ground up. Quite impressive, actually. And when they wanted it on a console, though, they couldn't keep it in Game Maker. So they, a company called Abstraction Games ported it to an engine called Fire Engine, spelled P-H-Y-R-E. And that's how the game plays now. Then they ported the version that's in Fire Engine to the PC, because it was slightly improved, had better, less glitches, and generally ran more smoothly and reliably. So if you play it on PC today, you'll probably play the Fire Engine version, and not the Game Maker version. So we've been merciful thus far, but we just killed all these innocent people. And, doing it again. And we head over to this computer. I wish we could take these golf clubs and chuck them out the window, because they are our undoing. But alas, Biker can't see the future like I can. But he can see something very important right now. He found out where the mysterious callers are hiding. They've just been working through Fowenham using the hacked system that the owner of the Chinese restaurant set up for him. And here is the fated encounter. Yeah, not much of a conversation. He gets his golf club. We kite him around for a while. Sort of like the actual in-game fight that we saw from his perspective. Thing is, we have throwing knives, which we didn't have in the original fight. We just threw our cleaver for some reason. We lock onto him so that we don't have to aim. We whip a knife at him. Then we execute Jacket and win the fight very, very easily. Not how I recall it playing out, but there we go. Jacket was kind of a unreliable narrator throughout the entire game. Turns out, he never killed Biker. The convenience store clerk actually told us so. When we went in there for some snacks, Biker's head-splattered corpse was just lying there, wriggling around, and the bearded guy behind the counter said that didn't happen. And indeed, it did not. Biker survived that encounter. However, it spelled the death of him. We well and truly pissed off the mysterious callers now. They have promised our demise. We clean up the apartment, but left everything in these trash bags that are festering just outside our door. We are gross, but we've got more important things to do than take out the trash. We have to take out the trash metaphorically by killing people. You may recognize this area. This is the reception desk at the beginning of the Vengeance chapter. But when Biker steps in here, we see a familiar face. No receptionists, just the janitor. Now this actually makes a lot of sense that it would be the same building, because the police files said that the phone calls were traced to this building. However, Jacket walked through the door, killed everybody, and went up the stairs. Turns out, the real answer to everything he sought to bring down was through this door. And we happen to spot a janitor running through here. Lucky us. Now we've got a computer that we need to hack into. Our character is a master hacker, so... It is password protected, though. We might have a little hint as to how to get the password, but once we go through that computer once, it's no longer interactable. So we screwed up. We cannot get into that computer anymore. Oh well. Down here in the sewers, someone drew that old symbol. And our janitors are here to have a conversation with branching dialogue options. What? This is literally the only time in the entire series that you can choose the dialogue options. which makes it kind of hard to tell what option is even selected at any given time. The white option is the one that our character is going to say when we hit the X button. The pink one is the one we have not selected. It's awkward. So, the lower option here, we ask the question and the guys will respond with another question. And we'll just talk around in circles for a while, nothing will be accomplished. They'll just taunt us and call us dumb. It's a waste of time to choose the second option. So they give us this branching path, and the first option is always the correct one. So we want to know what's going on down here. Playing a game. Yeah, I can relate actually. I do feel like I am playing a game. I mentioned that these janitors are literally the developers of the game, right? We're here at the end of the game. We've been their pawn for quite some time, but it's game over. Who are they working for? No one. They're independent developers. Get it? They made the whole goddamn game themselves. I had a little bit of help. We did see the credits, but yeah, indie devs making some meta jokes right now. I did admit that it was quite impressive. This is an impressive game. The gameplay is very satisfying and fun. A lot of the levels are well designed. A lot of them, not all of them, but the graphics are obviously very, very good. We're getting a little meta, a little more meta, honestly. Yep, they admit that it's a game. This is very meta. The developers are literally talking to us, the player, at this point. We've enjoyed it, and we ought to be ashamed of having enjoyed it. Because we've been killing people this whole game. Not them. It's all been us. Kinda judgmental, honestly. So, for the final choice, it actually doesn't matter. I prefer the second option here, actually. Any last words? So, Beavis and Butthead here. They know they're dead. Spilled his guts. And chopped the other one. Yeah. Then we can explore that little room here. They've got phones, and tapes, and maps, and the newsletters we were mailed, and a bunch of masks, including one we didn't see in the game, because it's a collectible. Another mask that we can give to Jacket later on. Because, as we know, Biker also didn't kill Jacket, despite his recollection of having done so. Both of these characters are big fat liars. So I guess we put an end to 50 blessings. Good for us. And roll credits again. Twice in one video. When I first played this game, I did go through all those first options, and I did get that super meta ending, and I was super pissed, because it's very judgmental. It's sort of plays into the video games cause people to be violent narrative that was very, very popular at the time. Jack Thompson had just been disbarred and discredited after leading a whole embarrassing campaign against video game violence. So I did feel like that was sort of what they were playing into there. Nowadays, it's obvious that that's not what they were saying. And they would be quite hypocritical to be saying that because, yeah, they designed the game to be as violent as it is. They obviously took a great deal of joy in it. And yeah, it's a perfectly fine message to suggest that people be more critical of the media they intake. And not just inundate themselves with violence, because it doesn't cause violence, but it's not healthy to do nothing but look at violent media your entire life. Anyway, that obviously was not the true ending of the game. We gotta hack that computer. But anyway, I was super frustrated with this game. Literally ending with the devs giving you a middle finger and saying you should be ashamed for having played the game. That is what mainly made me quit the game in disgust when I had previously so strongly desired to get 100% in it. But this whole game we've had the option to solve this puzzle. Obviously we would not have been able to solve it had we not collected all the letters, but we have. Here are all the letters right here. Get a little achievement to tell us that we collected them all. Now we just gotta solve them. Grab the letters, drop them in a spot. Just trial and error until we can figure out where they go. That would take a super long time. Once we get one right, it sticks. But still, it would take a super long time, which is how I completed this the first time I beat the game. With the secret ending, because even though I was frustrated by the fake ending, I thought, surely the real ending has to be good. So I did go back, got all the dots, tried to find the real ending. To speed this up, all you gotta do is answer the question, what's your favorite Bruce Springsteen song? And then throw out that correct answer, and instead answer what a white nationalist would. Because the correct answer is... boom. Of course. That's their favorite Bruce Springsteen song. Objectively incorrect. But obviously, that's gonna be their password. Biker knows. Bruce is the boss. And he was quite popular back in '89, I would imagine. I honestly don't know when that song came out, but I assume it was out in '89. So now, Biker knows everything. We will confront the janitors once again. As Biker now knows, this is the club that the Mafia is operating out of, which is why when Jackie went here and killed the remainder of the Mafia, he was completing the janitor's job without their input. That was, I guess, their contingency plan in case someone like Biker came along and figured it all out. Indeed he did. Knowing their nationalist agenda sorta narrowed it down for him. They do explicitly condemn nationalism here, which is good. They did it with their own in-game avatars, which is weird, but again, these are not American developers. So I don't know why they were so interested in American politics. Although the Cold War in the 80s did threaten to explode the entire world with nuclear bombs, so maybe they were harkening back to that. Is a very American belief. Let people know there will be consequences, and they will pretty much do what you tell them. And here we see just how nationalist our characters have been, our player characters. When they signed up, they admitted they are here to die for their country if necessary. Certainly willing to kill for it. Biker here just signed up for fun, so he may be less nationalist than the others, but willingness to kill for a cause, even if it's one you don't believe in, still pretty bad. Biker is not very likable. More likable than Jacket, though, because he did spare some of the people he interrogated along the way. But here's where he's a little less likable. He has no interest in politics. And these guys have wasted enough of his time, so he just turns around and leaves. That is the canonical ending of Hotline Miami. We find out what they're up to, but it bores us, so we just retire. They're willing to let bygones be bygones, let us go free at this point. So we do so. We flee, we let the janitors live, and the second game occurs. Because Biker is no hero. Alas. Ultimately, this game's plot is really, really generic, and it is supposed to be. It is harkening back to 80s action films in a big way. Because it was very heavily inspired by the movie Drive, the Nicholas Refn film, which was very new at the time. Very stylish, it was a big hit, and it's basically forgotten about today. I don't think anyone's talked about the movie Drive in many years. But it was a huge influence on this game. There are tons of references throughout the game. And it harkened back to the 80s in a big way. So that's what this game does. And most 80s movies had a character who was heavily right-wing leaning. Your Rambos, your Death Wish. This game's plot is basically the exact plot of the film The Exterminator. Sort of a low-budget exploitation film, which is actually one of the better ones, mostly because it's super ridiculously hyper-violent. And yeah, the only real twist is that we are answering calls that are telling us to kill. But the fact that we signed up to do that makes it less mysterious. It's only through the use of in media res and unreliable narrators that the story becomes so complicated and weird and surreal and intriguing, which really, really oversells the plot to the player. They did too good of a job presenting it, which made me more interested in the plot than I otherwise would be, and as a result, I was ultimately let down by the plot, which caused me to be kind of frustrated with the game. For years. Unnecessarily. Upon revisiting the game, I like it a lot more than I did when I originally got my 100% completion. And of course, thank you for playing right at the very end, just like when you complete a classic 80s game. Another throwback. And another mask. We have unlocked a lot of masks by playing as Biker. Shame to let them all go to waste, but we don't have to, because this video keeps on going. You are sick of it, but we have bonus chapters, a bonus chapter and a special chapter. The bonus chapter here, Highball, was added to the PS3 version, but it is now playable on the PC version. But we're on the PS3 version, so let's play the bonus chapter. Use one of the many, many masks we unlocked. Here in Highball. What do we got? We got Oscar's where we left off. We got Good Shot. That will make all of our bullets one-hit kill. The way bullets are supposed to work already. It just makes bullets actually work 100% of the time. Brandon, walk even faster than the bunny mask. Brandon is a very good mask. There's not much use for it though, because, I mean, you get it so late. You get it after the game. The only real reason I can see ever using Brandon is if you're doing like a New Game Plus speedrun of the game. For that I assume it is very good, but we're not doing that. More melee weapons, it's useless, but Charlie looks really cool. Louis makes you harder to spot. Phil gives you a French translation. Not a good one though, an incoherent gibberish French translation of the game. It's a weird joke. Phil the fish, like a certain French-Canadian indie game developer, made the game Fez, blah blah blah. And Nigel, the final mask we unlocked, reverse controls, make the game unplayable. And that's our lot. We never got Jake. Alas. We're gonna use Brandon. Look at how fast we are. We're fast as hell. Wish I had Rick, because I shot that guy a few times before he killed me. Highball is... it's kind of a weird chapter in that the beginning is very, very, very difficult. And once you break into this level, it's pretty much on autopilot. Once we get through this first handful of guys, we are probably going to be all set. Almost did it there. Let's see. Throw that gun off into the void so that no one can enjoy it. Get a knife. Ah. I finally made it to the easy part. Execute him. Kill a guy off in the distance. Ah. Sound Lord, too many enemies over. That guy who killed me last time. Not last time, but the guy with the gun. That guy is super random. Sometimes he doesn't show up until way, way later in the level. I mean, he's here, he's in the level right now, but sometimes he doesn't spot you for a very long time. And I don't know why. There's a guy way off in the distance. I got shot a bunch of times there. Back where we started. I should probably point out that we got things kind of under control. Kind of. There we go. Next snap. For bonus points. There is a human sacrifice going on in the middle of the bar here. Little odd. Most bars don't have that feature. There's the guy I shot off in the distance last time. We got a chance to neck snap him. Ugh. Shot in the back of the head. And I was doing so well. So I've decided that our mask was the problem. Let's try our luck with Phil the Fish. Surely, this will get the job done. Our mask was too good. So I've taken a little downgrade. This will get us through. Nice dodge, Phil. And now we can use some guns. I have no idea what that achievement is for. Hey, we saved the day. So, Phil the Fish has fake translations for all the dialogue. This one is especially weird. I think it's a Easter egg or glitch, maybe? Because this character is going to introduce himself as Wiley Wiggins, the actor from Dazed and Confused and Waking Life. He's going to invite us to his fantastic arcade. And then he's going to do it again. And then he's going to do it again. And that's the dialogue. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But we can't go back to the human sacrifice room. It's behind this bar that is impenetrable to us. So that's what we're left with. I am going to splice in the real ending in this level here, so that you can see what that dialogue is actually supposed to be. It is not a word of it is identical to what was just translated there. It also doesn't really explain any of what's going on or why. But you know, it's kind of interesting. Just a bizarre set piece. I don't know what's going on here. Probably some kind of movie reference that I don't get, because this game is so heavily influenced by movies. I don't know. If you understand that, please inform me, because I don't know what the hell's going on with Highball. Our PS3 exclusive level originally. So it once was. But there is this special chapter as well, Exposed. This was a pre-order chapter. If you pre-ordered Hotline Miami, you got this on the PS or the PC release. So let's play that too, because they put it on the PS3 version as well. It is... well, let's choose a mask first. What's a good one? Louie's pretty interesting. Let's try Louie. Why the hell not? Makes enemies not really see us. Haven't seen the machete too much. The machete has an execution where you chop an enemy's throat 3 times and decapitate them. Just like every machete execution in Manhunt. Very well could be a reference to one of my favorite games. We barely see the machete this whole game. I think I used it once and got killed very quickly. So let's play with it a little bit. We're done playing. Haven't used this Magnum any. Magnum is weird. It's got like a rapid fire thing, which Magnum shouldn't have. They're not automatic. But that Magnum is, for some reason. Ooh, a brick. Didn't get a chance to show it off there, but the brick is one of the best items in the entire game. Weirdly enough. Wanted to show off the scissors, though. We got a beer can. Beer can can't be used to execute. Can't kill enemies by throwing it at them. It's useless. Yeah, I wanted to show off this beginning area a couple times, because it spawns a bunch of weapons. And we haven't seen a lot of the weapons in this game. So let's see what else shows up here. Our silenced pistol, the very last item we unlocked. Kind of a weird one, but what do you know? This level is based off the Eurogamer Expo. It is exposed, not exposed. Okay, scissors are back. We can use them to gouge guys' eyes out. Oh, we can also use the scissors as a shuriken. But if we do that, we lose the scissors. If we use them to execute, we have to keep them. So the brick, it's a throwing weapon, but it'll one-hit kill anyone it hits. And more importantly, it'll travel right through their corpse, hit other enemies, and keep flying forever. Makes more sense in levels that have walls, but this level doesn't have walls. So we'll just fly into infinity. Yeah, our brick is gone. Maybe I'll die again and show it off one more time. I mean, might as well. Because this is another fairly easy chapter. Yeah, let's get myself killed. See what else we can play with. There's a brick. Lock on. Chuck it at an enemy. Goes right through them. And off into the void again. But you can score some really impressive combos that way. Oh, didn't see that coming though. Handled it like I did. Get a nice neck snap. Yeah, this is a good level just to show off some things. Uh-oh. Almost showed off more things than I bargained for. I forgot I was playing as Louis, so the enemies didn't see me. He's a chameleon like that. Another important thing that I can show off here. Jake's corpse appears in this level with the Jake mask, so we can collect it here. We don't have to go back and play Hot and Heavy again, which is one of the hardest levels. We've got the bearded guy's corpse, random lady corpse. Over here is Earl's corpse. So if we didn't have that mask, we could get it here as well. You can collect as many as 3 masks here. I think Carl is out here as well. And this is Moon, the composer for this game, who wrote a lot of the level themes. A surprising number of the level themes, actually. The hammer, very similar to the brick. You can throw it through enemies' faces. Rack up a bunch of kills that way. I'm gonna throw the hammer rather. And use its execution. You can pry an enemy's jaw off. Ridiculously, unnecessarily violent. Get a few bonus points, and there we go. We killed the entire Eurogamer Expo. Kind of a weird level. Very gimmicky. Really just a good time to show off the weird crap we collected throughout the game, because most of it was collected post-game. And we get a bunch of bonuses that we never saw in the main game. That's for collecting all the masks. There it is, the final mask. And yeah, that's Hotline Miami. Really, really good game. I enjoyed revisiting it. Super fun, super flawed. The second game basically takes all the questions that were left unanswered by this game and gives them the weirdest, least expected or satisfying answer they could have possibly received. And the level design is much, much worse, so that's pretty great. I have no intentions of playing the second game. It is a weird, messy game that I still enjoy a lot, honestly. It really pisses me off, but I enjoy it. I like Katana Zero, even though it has a much worse plot than the entirety of Hotline Miami. I especially like, however, Ape Out, the much more recent Hotline Miami-like game, which has no plot whatsoever. Therefore, it is my favorite version of Hotline Miami. Go play Ape Out. And I will see you next time for a bonus video, where I will play a different game that is very heavily related to Hotline Miami. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the bonus video.